Morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Doing well? I'm doing great. Ready? We're going to call the Board of Public Safety meeting to order and begin with the minutes from our last meeting.
I move we accept the minutes of the July 14th Board of Works meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the July 14th meeting as presented. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Any amendments today? Then the first order of business here for today, accept a motion to open up a public hearing regarding the baseball RFQ.
Second.
Motion second to open up a public hearing. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Aye. Public hearing is now open. And I'll turn it over to start to Karen Russ with Envoy.
Okay, and I have a couple documents for you, including a memorandum about the RFQ. The script that I'll be reading is for your records, and the score sheet we use to evaluate the RFQ responses. Good afternoon, members of the Board of Works. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the Evaluation Committee regarding the Tipton Baseball Fields project. As you know, the City of Tipton is pursuing development of a new baseball complex to meet the growing needs of our community sports programs. This complex is anticipated to include 3 to 4 new fields, dugouts, and supporting facilities. In accordance with Indiana Code 523, commonly referred to as the BOT statute, the city issued a request for proposals and qualifications for the design, construction, financing, operation, and maintenance of the new baseball complex through a public-private partnership utilizing the build, operate, transfer, delivery method. The city issued the RFQ on June 25th, 2025. Proposals were due by July 10th, and we received submissions from 4 qualified offerors: Build BW, Garmong, Meyer Najum, R.L. Turner with 523 Development. The evaluation committee, consisting of Mayor Schmicker, Councilman Kring, Diana Tomlinson, Ryan Campbell, and Corey Mahan, met on July 11th to review and score the proposals. After careful consideration of all evaluation criteria, the committee unanimously selected BW as the preferred offeror. This recommendation is based on several key factors, including BW's demonstrated experience with BOT and similar projects, their developer-led, owner-focused approach that aligned with the city's priorities and construction timeline, a complete and responsive proposal, strong financial and operational capacity, and a team of key personnel with relevant experience and proven track records. Today, on behalf of the Evaluation Committee, I respectfully request that the Board of Works approve the Evaluation Committee's recommendation to select BW as the preferred offer for the baseball fields BOT project, and approve the execution of the services agreement with BW once available. And finally, please note that the official and full memo detailing the procurement process and the Evaluation Committee's scores and recommendation has been provided to you for reference. We appreciate your time and consideration and look forward to advancing this important community project. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Any questions from the Board of Works regarding any of that?
No.
Any members?
Public comments.
Yep. If there is no comments, then I would accept a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second to close the public hearing. All those in favor signify by stating aye. Aye. Public hearing closed. Moving through the agenda, no items under old business. Under new business, the first item is the recommendation from the Evaluation Committee regarding the Tipton Baseball Field project, with a recommendation to select BW as the contractor.
I'll make a motion that we accept BW as a contractor.
Second.
Motion and seconded to accept the recommendation from the evaluation committee to select BW Construction, Build BW as our selected firm for the baseball project. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Second then is a proposal or contract from Engineering Resources, and that's for the schematic architecture for this project. This project, or this contract, if I'm correct, will actually transfer to BW at some point in this project. What this allows us to do, though, is by getting them under contract now, we're going to pay the contract regardless, whether it's us or BW. This gives us a little bit of a head start to start working on some of those documents and drawings that'll be bid out as part of the project. So it's for your consideration this morning is to put ERI under contract for the schematic drawings to support the project. This is the same group we've had to start this project.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the RI on the schematic architecture contract.
Second.
Motion seconded to accept ERI's contract to support the Tifton baseball field project. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I do have a couple of questions. So, an estimated timeline, and I know this is your estimate, but, when something, when you'll see some dirt with it.
I can give you that. Sorry. I'm Greg Land, I work at Build BW. My wife and I are actually headed to Cincinnati to go watch the Reds Dodgers game this afternoon. So we're all in on it. We want kids playing ball by next spring. And so I can give you the exact timeline on that. I was actually just looking it up.
Timeline was part of the submission. All but one gave a solid time, or at least a timeline. They all tried to fit in baseball by June at the latest. BW's was April, which we thought was aggressive. Maybe too aggressive, but they're all pretty aggressive.
It's helped that we've been out there already. I've seen the car parts and the glass that's coming up between, first and second there. We went out and did a site visit, right? And we understand that is aggressive, but we've got Marshawn's Athletic Field Services with us as well that we feel really confident in, that we can get moving on this. It's an important project, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we're building Taj Mahal, right? Like we've got some baseball fields here. We need to get it moving quick. It is aggressive, but we feel confident we can get it done and ready to be playing by the spring. So.
Response. We had a timeline for this. Do you remember? It was like September, maybe. For
Construction should start.
I think it was October. I think
Yeah.
finish scoping in August. Then we'll, in the same timeline from permitting. So we don't need any permits through IDEM. DNR is a big question mark right now. And then local permitting. But then once that's confirmed and complete, DNR could take as long as 90 days. We're hoping that some of these timelines can run congruent, or that we don't need a DNR. We get grandfathered in from previous baseball fields being there. We just got to make sure we had the right documentation to submit for that.
Yeah, we've got permitting going through October, and then as soon as that's in, we've got shovels in the ground and we're ready to go. So.
Yeah, and then the only other comment I wanted to make is, as I discussed it with you earlier this morning, the money that we have set aside we're staying within that budget. We're not looking to go spend
Right.
any more than
Yeah,
we've already
for sure.
allocated. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Problem.
Look forward.
excited.
Moving then to our department business versus my report, three things for this morning. The first is regarding public safety building, that we should be getting some finalized documents from Etica Group this week. I'll be communicating with both chiefs regarding those documents to make sure that everything that we've been talking about is represented in those documents. That'll then go to the paper this Friday for formal notice of the project bid documents next Wednesday. It's still the project timeline that we're working under. I think it gives it a month for bids to come back, and then this board will open those in a traditional manner to select the firm, probably the first meeting in September. Next is some road work that is scheduled. I messaged you all about Wilson Street. That work will probably get delayed a little bit. They're actually going to apply what is known as like liquid asphalt to sections of North Street and Washington Street. This is in an effort to help preserve these streets longer. On a Pacer rating, they fall somewhere between a 5 and a 7. Based on information from the manufacturer of the liquid, this should help rehydrate the asphalt, the components within the road that helps bind it to extend its life, ideally another 5 to 10 years. So we're gonna test these 2 streets. They're strategic in the sense that their Pacer rating matches, but then also they're adjacent to some new streets that we've put some new asphalt on. So it should help give us a good A/B testing as we move forward.
You said north in Washington.
Correct. So it'll be on Washington, it'll be from Green Street to west, and on North Street, it'll be from Main to east. So both 2 block sections, some good testing for us. And then the Wilson Street project will kick on or take off once that's completed. And then for just an update for you all, the Safe Streets for All, that process to submit letters of intent has closed. And I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, we did have 6 respondents to that. So 6 individuals expressed interest to continue toward a formal submission. So we expect we should have 6 respondents to that when that deadline expires. That's it for me. We'll turn it over to Chief Bittner, Fire Department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You just mentioned the Wilson Street project.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any details on that?
It won't be a full closure. There's a section near HP Alloys where some of the road seems to be giving way. So it's unclear whether there's an actual like sinkhole that's taking place or what. So they're going to cut a small section. In fact, it's already sprayed off up there. I think it's 20 feet wide or 15 feet wide, 40 feet long. So it's a small patch. It won't be a full closure of the street though.
When's that supposed to take place?
It was supposed to be this week, but with the other work on Washington and North, it'll probably get kicked into next week, if not the week after.
All right. Any questions over my monthly report? Number wise. Busy month for fires. So with the new template that Mayor Schmecker has provided, number one, we had 4th of July fireworks. Everything went off without a hitch. We had no issues with any fireworks, no fires from fireworks, no injuries from fireworks. That's always a plus. We did have Cicero Township staged out at the fairgrounds with us. There's the wheat field to the west of where they set the fireworks off. Every year it's normally pretty dry. So they go out there with minimum grass rig tanker, and I think they had the engine out there as well, along with our guys. So trying to make sure every angle is covered for what could possibly happen. Nothing did happen, thank God. It's always good. I did attend the District 6 Chiefs meeting in Marion about a week and a half ago. Good catching up. We had, let's see, I think 6 departments represented. Marion, Muncie, Tipton, Portland, Richmond, Newcastle. I think that's about it. I think I may have mentioned before, but it's some of the problems that Tipton faces. Even bigger departments like Richmond and Muncie they have the same problems, just on a slightly different scale.
Mm-hmm.
People jumping ship to other departments for higher pension bases. Just everybody's facing the same thing. The guys did attend the Tipton County Fair and the back to school event this past Thursday at the fairgrounds as well. don't believe we had any issues at the fair. Everything went well. Number 2, staffing level. We are fully staffed at this time. We are looking for part-time firefighter EMTs and part-time paramedics. We're having trouble with getting the staff that we have now to work. No vacancies. Jake Adams, Jordan Crane, Garrett Wyatt, and Ryan Spear all completed their Fire Officer 1 class. And at the District 6 Chiefs meeting, Chief Burford from Muncie Fire Department, he actually taught class at the Fire Academy one day that our 2 probies are attending.
Mhm.
And he told me that we have 2 outstanding young men that we've hired. So
Fantastic.
he was very impressed with both of them. I believe Josh is going to stick around. He's at that 40-year mark and just starting. Seth is a different story. I have received word that he turned down. So IFD's process, the very last part of it is their ladder climb. If you do the ladder climb, you've got a job offer. He refused to do the ladder climb. That's just from some of the guys from the station that have told me that. He says he likes working here. It's his wife that wants him to possibly go to Carmel, which that's where his father-in-law works
Mhm.
and has for a long time. I just found out that Carmel voted in changing their schedule to a 48-96 schedule. So they would work 48 hours and then have 4 days off. I'm not sure if that would be enticing to him. Young father, I don't know if he'd want to be away from his kids 2 straight days. So we'll see. Hopefully he sticks around.
On the, just a clarification, on Fire Officer 1 class, this a requirement, right, for,
It is not a requirement. It's encouraged. It's not required. It's good for people that are going to be in leadership
Leadership.
roles. So Jake is a shift officer. Jordan Crane is a lieutenant. He's second on a shift right now.
Mhm.
Garrett Wyatt and Ryan Spear are second on their shifts. So they are in leadership positions at different times. So
Yeah.
it's good for them to have that.
How long has Seth been with us?
Him and Josh got hired at the same
Not
time,
very long.
which was beginning of March.
It's a little discouraging that he's already applying other places. We're going to stay at least 3 years.
Yes, we've got the contract. I just recently got all the final invoices for everything for them. So I will get that added up and get them to sign that. I think with what they have to pay back, like it's where they're going to, if he goes to Carmel, his pay increase that's gonna be a drop in the bucket for what he's gonna be at.
Sure, but some of this goes beyond money. It's
It does.
signed your name like a commitment to the city.
It does.
And I get people move on, but to some degree, you just got hired in March. Now it's July, into July here.
And I don't know if the IFD process, if he had applied there, I'm pretty sure he had applied there before he applied to Tipton, because he told us in the interview that he was in Carmel and IFD's process as well. So I think that one has been ongoing. And I have had a few people tell me that Carmel can take like a full year before they get through a process and assign a start date for any of their guys. So I think we got some time. Budget financial snapshot. I do know that the firefighter wages are projected to probably be in the red by the end of the year. We do have, I should have money that I can move around. It might take a resolution transfer, but I should have some money I can move. No major purchases or contracts right now. Grants, we've got the Leary grant going and the Assistance to Firefighters grant through FEMA. It should open up sometime in fall. 6, community engagement. We're out for 4th of July fireworks, back to school nights. They have done some cool fills in the community. We've had 2 recent shout outs, praises on Facebook for a couple incidents that have happened recently. One was a possible structure fire. One was a medical event at the shack. We've also received word that there was a patient in a fairly serious car accident. His family would like to meet us and talk to the crew that responded on the accident. And 8, needs and requests for council. I have none at this time.
Any questions, comments for Chief Bittner?
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, sir. Chief Stout, Police Department.
Okay, any questions on the stats? If you did notice, like I told you last month, the new Caliber reporting system, so the one that's got the little circle up top. So that is every call that came into the city, and then the count over to the right-hand side of how many of those calls there were. So that's every call that came through dispatch that was dispatched out to TPD or even TFD. There's a couple fires in there that you can see. So that's what the new report will look like each month. If you guys have no problem with that, I'll just have Adam send it to me the first of the month. So it's pretty detailed out there. And then you'll continue to get the original citations and warnings from our department. But that's the new programming. So turned out pretty good, I think.
Mhm.
And if there's no questions on that, the overview. Tammy and I received word last week that both applicants have completed and passed everything. Official start date will be August the 24th. I notified both of them on Friday. So that's the beginning of payroll. They'll be with me that first week probably. Do a little in-house stuff, paperwork signing, go down and get uniforms ordered, and then they'll start their 40-hour pre-basic. So August 24th will be their start date.
Perfect.
We had a very large operation that our canine officers and another officer worked here last month. Over 5 ounces of cocaine were taken off the street during an investigation and a traffic stop. They did a great job on it. The guys really put in a lot of time for that one. It was a little bit of overtime, but to be able to get that off the street, it's a big win. We also took part in the back to school night last Thursday. It was a really good turnout out there. We had Safety Pup out. The kids always love Safety Pup, and a bunch of pictures. Paige does a great job when she takes that role on. She really enjoys going out there. And then training wise, full department completed active shooter training at Tipton and Tri-Central. We actually worked with the fire department on this one as well, as far as providing security for them as they go in and do their medical evaluations on patients and things. So it was really good training. And we also completed our emergency vehicle operations training, which is, we'll have courses set up within parking lots and at speed, braking, evasive maneuvers, things like that. So the officers have a lot of training going on this month. 2, staffing. So like I said, we are fully staffed now with the 14 full-time officers once these next 2 start. No separations, no vacancies. But again, the training, the active shooter, the EVOC, Assistant Chief Lacey and Detective Newmaker both completed their DARE certifications for next year. They have to go down to the conference each year. They completed that. And then we had 4 go through breath test operator school for OWI investigations. They all passed that and now are certified as breath test operators. Budget on 4, there's an attached sheet in there that shows our current balances for the year. Some of these line items still have outstanding items that will need to be paid for once the invoices come in, but that's our current stats. Tammy and I did talk a week or 2 ago. You see down on 452 motor vehicle lease, the SRO vehicle that Officer Maddox drives. That lease payment is due next year. The lease agreement was that the first 3 years of the program, Academy Dodge would pay for that vehicle. After the third year, we would buy the vehicle out for the amount of $30,000. Currently, since we went with the enterprise program, I still have $70,000 in that line item. Tammy and I talked, and what we figured we would do is just encumber that $30,000 moving into next year when that lease payment's due and pay it.
And we might have to change that because there might be a payment to the fleet management. If we might have to put it in your budget for 2026. I've been talking to the mayor about it.
Either way,
So.
just so we're aware that that $30,000 will have to be paid out next year for that vehicle. Let's see here. 6, the community involvement. Like I said, we did the back to school night last week. And 8, I at this point don't really have any requests from the council or anything. I guess the one question Tammy just brought it up was the fleet management. Mayor, I CC'd you in that email last week again with FETA, and still no response from him. I know they're waiting to get the parts ordered. I just don't know if there's any updates that I can give our distributors.
Yeah, cars are getting built. So I think based on the last email, should be a 16-week build window. So I'm guessing, remember back to that email, it might be late September, early October when they get sent to the
Is there any
upfitters.
way that he can get the purchase order from those cars
Oh.
that they've been, all he needs is a purchase order so that he can order the equipment, and then we can pick that equipment once it's installed and everything. But he just wanted to try to get ahead of the game so we're not waiting another month or two for the equipment to come in after we get the vehicles.
Okay.
He just needs a purchase order, he said. And then I forgot on staffing and personnel, I have opened up the captain's position. Opening up the captain's position, there's 2 that would be available for that position. It'd be Sergeant Leisure and Sergeant Saltzman. If one of those move forward, I would have a sergeant's position open. So the sergeant's position's been open for the other officers. For that rank, you have to have at least 3 years law enforcement. It doesn't have to be with us, it'll be 3 years law enforcement with any department. Those applications and recommendations they're due on the 5th of next month during our supervisors meeting. So by the 5th, we should have several applicants in for the captain's position and sergeant's position.
Any questions for Chief Stout?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Nothing from Enforcement Division. This meeting, they'll be at their regular scheduled meeting next time. Unless there's any questions from the board, accept the motion to adjourn.
I did want to say, it feels like I've seen, purely anecdotal, so it'll be interesting to see the stats, more pullover, more traffic stops, more visibility on Jefferson, golf cart stops. So that's nice.
What did you get done?
No, oh, no, come on, I'm responsible.
Okay. You said so.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. See ya.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited, so.
Thank you.
Thanks.